never got up, he'd still be called a hero. And if he hadn't stepped back on the court, he'd still be a Hall of Famer. And if he didn't hit those free throws, he'd still go down in basketball history. And if he never came back to the game, he'd be a living legend. But he wouldn't be Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. I've been expecting you. My career is done, Your Grace, and I have failed in my quest to win as many rings as you. Rings are merely jewelry. Even Robert Ory has 7. And MVPs, they're only letters. They do not matter. So what does matter? Making a weird face when you cry at your Hall of Fame speech. Kobe Bryant, you're like a younger brother to me, you know. I'm humbled, Your Grace. Show me your rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other hand? The other hand has no rings.
Welcome back to another episode of Lakeshow's Finest Redux. I'm your host, Charles Ryan, Chuck, KB24MP3, Kobe24MP3, or as I'm known on YouTube, KB24 Status. This is the second episode of the season for the second game. Last season, I posted about, 50 podcasts, maybe a little bit less. But after every single game, I'll post a recap, unless it's like maybe a weekend sometimes or something like that. But tonight, we got a good win. Really proud of our defensive intensity. Offensively, I don't really know what the hell happened throughout the game. Vogel made some good changes, which we'll get into. But I first want to start with my personal new adopted son, Anthony Davis. His stat line of 27 points on 7 for 17 shooting, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Big improvement because, remember, last game AD missed like 5 free throws. So he aced all 7 of those. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 blocks. Big 5 blocks, and 3 turnovers in 32 minutes. And then also, obviously, this narrative of LeBron is, aging, blah, 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 bullshit, overreaction. He's washed up. No, he had, 32, 10, and 7. Only 1 turnover in 30 minutes. 32 points in 30 minutes. That's a pretty good minute-to-point ratio. But I want to talk about, real quickly, our defense in the first quarter, because literally, for those that didn't watch, it was like a slugfest. I thought the score at halftime was it was 43 to 37. I thought both teams weren't going to even make it to 40. But defensively, the Lakers just really tightened up. They forced like 10 turnovers in the first quarter, maybe 12 turnovers in the first half. But a lot of active hands deflecting balls. Danny Green had 3 steals, 2 steals for AD. Overall, we had 14 steals and 9 blocks. So it's pretty good defensively. And I wasn't expecting them to play great defense because versus the Clippers, we started out okay and then we kind of slid downhill. But I'm really proud of our intensity offensively. In the beginning, Vogel started JaVale, and then in the third quarter he started Caruso because he wanted to bring in another ball handler to make it easier take the load off LeBron. It's like, oh, it took you 7 quarters to think of that? So that might be the new go-to if Rondo misses next game, to maybe start Caruso. Of course, that would mean Anthony Davis at the 5, which I know he doesn't like, but he'll have to put up with that. Really like the way Avery Bradley played. He had a couple steals. He had 5 rebounds. But he had 9 points and he made a couple threes, but I just like he felt. I don't know how to say this right, but it feels like he's back to normal, because last year was just awful on the Clippers. He really didn't look like himself when he played for the Celtics. But he seems to be, adjusting to the Lakers system pretty smoothly. I really liked his defensive intensity once again. I mean, that kind of sounds generic and pretty basic to say, but I mean, just honestly, he kind of locked up Conley quite a bit. Mike Conley was terrible. Oh my goodness, 13 points in 31 minutes on 3 for 11 shootings for 27 field goal percent. Last game, when the Jazz played the Thunder, he shot like 12% in his debut for the Jazz. Unbelievable. But yeah, if you score 13 points and have 4 turnovers in 31 minutes, that's not going to get the job done. In fact, in my fantasy league, one of my friends started Ricky Rubio over Mike Conley because he just couldn't take this Mike Conley nonsense. He was right, because Ricky Rubio had almost like a triple-double tonight, so good job by him. But, a lot of that was Avery Bradley just pounding Conley and pressuring the ball. And, and there never really was, from the second half on, at the beginning of this third quarter, wasn't really much of a game. It was, Lakers kind of ran away with it. But they stuck with it. I'm happy they did. I am kind of shocked that such a low-scoring game, but eventually we, got to 95 points, so good for that. I was really surprised that Rondo didn't start or even, play, because Vogel said that he would play a couple days ago, and then he said he'd start at guard, and then the last minute we found out that he's not going to play. So I don't know what's going on with Rondo. I hope this isn't a repeat of last year where he gets injured long-term or some ridiculous thing happens, I remember last year he broke his hand twice, and the second time was the most fluky play ever. He hit his finger on the court. No big deal, and then he just broke his finger. So hope nothing like that is going to happen again. Kuzma, he practiced, I think, 4-on-4 scrimmaging, full contact today, so that's awesome. Need him back. But it's super clear that, defensively we're capable of holding a team to less than 37 points and a half. A good offensive team, because maybe Mike Conley wasn't scoring, but they have Joe Ingles, and Joe Ingles only made 2 points. To shut down a 3-point weapon like that, I mean, he only got off 2 shot attempts in 28 minutes. That's a great defense. They only let Gobert have 8 points. The only guy that shot the ball a bunch was Donovan Mitchell, and the second most was Conley, but then the third most was Emmanuel Mudiay. If you're going to have Emmanuel Mudiay be their third shot creator, I'm good with that. That's who you want. Washed up point guard. Not that good. So, good job by them. So on Sunday we play the Hornets, and we better win this game. We better be 2-1 after this, because the Hornets ain't shit. They may be 1-1 right now, but their first one was versus the Chicago Bulls. We're arguably top 3 worst team in the league, with the Hornets and Wizards maybe. But and then they lost tonight to the Timberwolves, I'm pretty sure. But Terry Rozier, they're somehow Mitch Kupchak, the Hornets GM, thought it was a good idea to sign him to such a big contract. But Terry Rozier has been awful. He's not playing up to his contract, even though it's super early 2 games. I think he had 11 points tonight versus the Wolves. But this other guy, PJ Washington, who's a 3-point sharpshooter, been playing pretty well. So Danny Green's gonna have to lock him up, and he will, because Danny Green is kind of underrated right now. He's kicking ass. So there's no way we should lose. I think if we lose, it'll be really upsetting, because we're better than that. We can't play down to our opponents, okay? Because versus the Clippers, we for 3 quarters we were solid. Versus the Jazz, solid there the whole game. But I'm not going to go through what happened last year, hopefully, where we play down to our opponents, like when we played the Suns twice in the back end of the season on our playoff run and we lost twice. Terrible. So we're going to win, 100%. We're going to go 2-1 this week. Can't wait. I think LeBron and AD are going to keep getting better and better together, communicating. I don't know what's going to happen with Dwight and JaVale. Dwight played great tonight, though. He did have 0 point. He had only 2 points, but he had 6 rebounds. He drew a lot of loose ball fouls when he was boxing out for offensive rebounds, so that kind of counts like 9 rebounds. But Dwight had the highest plus minus the second highest at 13. At one point it was like 20 or 18. But for only shooting the ball twice, Dwight. 3 times, and of course he missed both free throws. He was super productive, so it should be interesting to see how JaVale and Dwight, how their minutes are distributed, because I think they're going to start Caruso again or Rondo on Sunday. But overall, we're like 28th in strength of schedule in this first front end of, the first 3 or 4 weeks of our schedule, and this is a great opportunity to take advantage of it, because not only do we play the Hornets, but on Tuesday we play the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies are just trash. I mean, they're a fucking dumpster fire. They're such a dumpster fire that I don't know why Iguodala's on the Lakers anymore. But the Grizzlies lost to the Bulls tonight. And like I said, if you're going to lose to the Bulls, that means you're pretty bad. I mean, their best player is probably just Jaren Jackson and John Moran, and everybody else is probably just trash. But I don't think that there's any excuse to frickin' lose to the Hornets and then the Grizzlies. And this is a 3-game homestand right now, Jazz, Hornets, and Grizzlies. And after that, we have a 3-game road trip, Mavericks, Spurs, and Bulls. And I'd be happy just to go 2-1 on that road trip. I think the Bulls is a lock for a W, I hope. But, I think the Mavericks and the Spurs will be tough. I watched the Mavericks play tonight. Holy shit. Kristaps Porzingis and Doncic are fucking nasty. Doncic, I don't know, I think he had like 32 points and like 20 in the first half, something crazy like that. But Porzingis had 5 blocks, so it's not going to be easy in the paint for AD versus the Mavericks. But yeah, so that's kind of recapping the night a little bit. I guess one more thing back to the Jazz. I mean, I don't know how they're going to... I was one of the people that thought maybe the Jazz can be a top 4 seed. Right now, the way they're looking, and I know it's so early, but if Mike Conley can't get this team going, that opens up a spot maybe for them not to make the playoffs, like a team like the Thunder, maybe the Kings to make it, which would be super interesting. But yeah, I'm worried about this team, and we played them again, I don't know, I think in like December. Yeah, we played them December 4th. So maybe they'll be better then. I hope not. But it's just crazy how this conference is changing, and all these teams are in flux. I mean, the Mavericks were like one of the worst teams last year, and look at them right now, 2-0. So I'm excited. It's early again, and I'm super stoked that LeBron's showing no signs of slowing down, even though, again, it's only 1 game. Triple-double almost. But, yeah, so I'm Chuck. I'm KB24 status, Kobe24 MP3. Also, KB24 status. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Have a good weekend. Peace.